Vivek is playing the long game, and Vivek, who I've had on my show numerous times, I've told him you're not going to win against President Trump, but you'd have a great role in the cabinet of a second Trump administration. As soon as the debate finished, or maybe 30 seconds before the end, I said, "Here's the winner of tonight's debate," and I posted a GIF of my former boss winking. So yes, I mean, the fact that they had to wait an hour to bring him up, and then they had to ask questions, and the fact that the most kind of trenchant moment of the whole evening was when the debate hosts asked, "Would you pardon President Trump if he were convicted?" And then Vivek Ramaswamy shoots his hand up, and the others, timidly raise their hands one after another until Ron DeSantis, I mean, he's getting hammered right now. Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, looks around at what everybody else is doing, and then he raises his hand last. Yeah, President Trump was the topic of the evening, despite not being there.
And the person who I suppose had the most momentum going into it, apart from Trump, was Vivek Ramaswamy. There's a sense, or you can tell me if there's a sense, that he is actually pitching to be vice president rather than president. Did you get that sense watching him in the debate?
Oh yeah, without a question of it, without any doubt. So, there are people there who will never serve in the Trump administration again, like Pence, like Nikki Haley, and then there are just the insane Trump derangement syndrome suffering individuals like Chris Christie. So yeah, they're all in it to get book deals or because their ego is just out of control. Vivek is playing the long game, and Vivek, who I've had on my show numerous times, I've told him you're not going to win against President Trump, but you'd have a great role in the cabinet of a second Trump administration. You could be the Jared Kushner, you could be the innovation and business czar for a second Trump administration. No, he is the guy that differentiated himself from all the other, quote unquote, career politicians.
But I guess the issue, I suppose, for Trump is Trump might dominate the Republican Party. He might dominate last night. The question whether he can dominate another election still is very much an open question. There's no sign necessarily that he would romp home against Biden in a general election.
Well, there is. I mean, you have to just look at the math. This is a man who not only received more votes than any other incumbent president in the history of the nation since its founding in 1776. This is an individual, and this is a really shocking thing. This is an individual who got 64 million votes the first time he was elected into office, which was the first time he ever ran for anything, was lambasted, was calumnied for 4 years as a misogynist, Islamophobe, racist, bigot, and then eventually the mainstream media called him a white supremacist and literally a Nazi. And despite the smears, despite the calumny, he actually got 10 million more votes. Is absolutely stunning. And if you look at the figures, he's between 20, depending on which pollster, between 20 and 40 percentage points in front of his nearest rival, Ron DeSantis. So no, I mean, if the economy keeps tanking the way it's tanking right now, if Biden continues to just be, one senile gaffe machine after another, then no, to use your phrase, he will romp home.